Did someone really put NFL tracking technology into this mower? The same tech that they use to track footballs midair. What it does on the football field, it can now do in your backyard. But is it worth it? Well, let's find out.
But let's rewind real quick. Mowing your lawn without lifting a finger. Sounds amazing, right?
At least that was the promise. My last robot mower, though, a bit of a disaster. When I bought this Husqvarna mower, I really thought I was stepping into the future.
Mow the lawn.
You know, a robot to do my work for me. Just plug it in and watch it do its magic.
But no magic there. The setup of this thing was way more complicated than expected. And I think I'm pretty tech savvy.
And then it just ignored the weather altogether. Error messages on the phone. Late at night. Constantly had to rescue it. Prepping the yard. Filling holes. I felt like I'm working for the robot. Anything trying to make that thing happy. Or I find it out there sleeping. Ran itself tired again because it couldn't find its way back to the charging station.
And just when I thought, well, can't get any worse, that's when my neighbor sliced through my boundary wire with his trimmer. Multiple times.
See, up until recently, robot mowers needed a boundary wire. A thin cable buried all around the yard. It sends out a faint signal, and when the mower bumps into it, it changes directions. Just like an invisible dog fence. But those mowers are not very smart. It doesn't follow a path, it doesn't learn, it just wanders, aimlessly. Like a Roomba, but on grass and with commitment issues.
And sure, technically it does have GPS, but don't imagine anything fancy like a drone or a self-driving Tesla or something like that. It's more like, hey, you already mowed over there. Maybe try over there? I really don't think this little battery-powered trimmer could cut through that wire. But his gas-powered beast shredded through there like it was spaghetti. I did get myself one of them wire trackers. And I did find 2 broken connections with it. And now I'm paying this high schooler $60 every 2 weeks to mow my grass that my robot mower is supposed to do.
BestMow uses something even NFL players use to improve their game. Their claim is
no boundary wire needed. My biggest fear was that it would run out into the street, like what happened with my Husqvarna mower. This is where the NFL comes in. Every football player wears 2 tiny tracking tags. They're sewed into their shoulder pads.
And the football, it has a chip in it too. Around the entire stadium, RFID receivers are installed, along with reference tags. These tags are precisely surveyed and are used as the fixed known points in space. The receivers pick up the signals from the tags. And by comparing how long it takes the signal to reach at least 4 receivers, the system calculates the exact position of each player.
And not just on the field, but also in the air. And that is how they know mid-pass exactly where that ball is flying through space. But here's the genius part. To stay accurate, the system constantly checks for those reference points.
If one is slightly off, let's say shifted by a couple of centimeters, it adjusts everything, including the players and the ball, by the same amount. And that's how you get accurate 3D tracking even in the chaos of the game.
And that same kind of technology is used by this little mower. It's heavy. Now, what exactly the NFL does with that tracking data? No clue. Football is a little bit of a mystery to me. I am from Austria. Yep, that one. No kangaroos, and for obvious reasons, no football either.
Instead of RFID, this Automower uses satellites. And the minimum is 25 satellites. The stationary reference point is part of the RTK system. Ideally, you mount it on the side of your house, since typically houses don't move. But I just had my facade redone. I'm not gonna put that antenna on the front of my house. This is the ground mount option it came with. It looks a little temporary to me. I don't want to have to redo the mapping if it moves a bit. So I ordered this one, rated for 2,000 pounds. Of course the drill pattern didn't match.
I mean, something this hard, you want to break at least one drill bit.
As my dad always said, do it right the first time. The RTK calculates and sends the correction offset so the mower knows exactly where it is. Also, I don't really have an outlet right there in the front, and I didn't want to run a cable extension across the lawn, so I got myself a solar panel. And because I want my mower to also work night shift, I got one that has a battery built in. And to make it all blend in, I planted a fake tree in the front of the RTK. Why a fake tree? Oh, good question. That's what I asked myself too. Could I have planted a real one? But here we are. To get from my backyard to the front yard, I need to cross my driveway. You can't bury boundary wires in the concrete. So I had to cut out a little robot door in the fence. And I had to leave the back gate open at all times. Sure, the kids loved watching that robot come through the door. But what if I finally want to get that pet turtle? With BestMow, I just teach the path across the driveway and all the way around the property. Put it in learning mode, drag it along, and it remembers the route. If you're really good with remote cars, you could actually drive it around the property. But I prefer to just walk it like a dog, a stubborn dog. And that's how easy it is to create the map. I know what you're thinking. What if it loses signal while it's heading towards the street? Well, that's where the onboard safety controller kicks in. Are you there? Oh yeah. He constantly pings the RTK base with what's called a heartbeat signal.
Yeah.
If it doesn't hear back and it approaches a border, shut her down! It just stops. If you're also interested in letting an Automower with the tracking precision trusted by the NFL take care of your lawn, there's a discount link in the description. As for my old mower, it did not take the news very well.
Pulling me out of this haze. Hold me in your arms. When all I wanna do is let you go. I fight with all that I am.
And if you're already using a robot mower, tell me, has it been a dream or a disaster?
You just let me fade.